the news is just tumbling out about Rishi Sunak, and something I didn't mention the other day, something which came out yesterday, is Rishi Sunak had his own green card until October. Now, I think under the rules for the green card, you're not allowed to have a green card if you're part of a foreign government. I mean, for example, Mr. Sunak could be part of the Duma, but yes, he kept his green card. And I think under the rules of a green card, you're supposed to be paying tax and you're supposed to be planning to go and live and work in America. Well, how can you be doing that if you're the Chancellor of the Exchequer in the British government? It just seems extraordinary. Maybe he was indeed paying tax for America and paying tax in the UK. Maybe he was doing exactly what his wife was not doing. Maybe that is how we can justify the fact that his wife was legally failing to pay, I think, up to about £20 million in tax, which we could have had. You know, and at the same moment, this is the Chancellor who's presiding over the cost of living crisis, who's presiding over this rise in inflation, who's not doing very much to help the poorest of the poor. This is the Chancellor whose wife kept shares in her father's company, shares worth £690 million, and she's only got less than 1% of the shares in that company. She kept shares in that company for a whole month while the world was in crisis, before her father's company decided they were going to close down the office in Moscow. Now, you could say she's got so few shares, she couldn't possibly have any power over the company. Well, yeah, but then if that's the case, then she should have got rid of those shares. We can't be saying, you know, abandon your connections. You want to go down, don't you? Abandon your connections with Moscow to other people, and the top people in our government are retaining their connections because it's convenient. You know, this is not about how much money Rishi Sunak earns or has got or is sitting on. It's not about whether he squirreled money away from this place or that. Is it shirt-tailing? He's shirt-tailing on his wife's money, or is it Donald Ducking or something? I don't know. Anyway, hanging around his wife's money, that doesn't matter. What matters is his maturity and his sense of judgment, his common sense. Otherwise, he just comes across as our own version of an oligarch, doesn't he? I mean, and just think of all those errors of judgment. This is the point. This is why I say it's not about money, it's about his maturity. And I think he's got a long way to go before he would actually be mature enough to take over the Prime Minister's office. Boris, for example, has matured significantly in the last few months. I mean, his trip yesterday to Ukraine was a trip of a serious statesman. It was deeply impressive. I was really proud of him. Would I be proud of Sunak doing the same sort of thing? I don't think so. You know, think of the eat out to help out. A disaster. Think of him with his mug. Just a PR failure. Think of him filling up somebody else's car for a photo. I wish he'd fill up my car for a photo opportunity. Do you know petrol has become so expensive now? Well, you know that. You know that. And just think, we could simply turn around and say, Rishi, why don't you fill up my car? Fill up my car. Petrol's so expensive. I've got a car too. This man is out of touch. He comes across as hypocritical. You know, not do as I say, not as I do. But look, this is the issue, really. If Rishi Sunak is so keen to fill up other people's cars, I'm sure there's a long line of people's cars that are just simply waiting to be filled by Sunak. That's the next slogan, isn't it? Fill up your car. Fill up my car, Rishi. Come on, Rishi, put petrol in my car, please.